Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 2. An incredible, absolutely incredible afternoon already of Premier League football, and we have only just begun as the title race takes another massive twist with music at home, Bournemouth, 2-1, meaning the Gunners are still 9 points clear of Manchester City, but it does feel like Man City's charge for the title, Man City chasing down Arsenal, is back in City's hands. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another video, another live stream. Do me a massive favor, people. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. Much love to each and every single one of you. Can't thank you enough for the love and support on the channel as always. But we're here doing a live reaction to the game that has already played out this afternoon, the game that kicked off Saturday's feast of football. And it is the league leaders, Arsenal, who are stunned by Bournemouth. Bournemouth fully deserving of the victory, fully deserving of the 3 points. I don't think many people, not even many Arsenal fans, can probably deny that that Bournemouth weren't good value for their victory today. But it has obviously big significance in the title race. Now, of course, points on the board, I always say, mean more than games in hand. But it does feel like that the tide has now changed. It does feel like the tide has potentially changed. It does feel like City's destiny now is fully in their hands. The belief, I'm sure, will be with Manchester City after today's result. And I know that they've got some tough games coming up, City. I know they have. They've even got to face Bournemouth themselves as the season draws to a close. But losing the Carabao Cup final to City, losing in the FA Cup, not having the best of performances against Sporting, just managing to get away with it. And now today's performance and result against this Bournemouth side, who were, don't get me wrong, Bournemouth are very good. On their day, they can be solid. On their day, they can be tough opposition. On their day, they can be somewhat unplayable sometimes. But at the same time, in saying that, this Bournemouth side should be gotten at. And if you are going to be Premier League champions, you shouldn't be losing to Bournemouth at home. Is the tide switching in City's favour? Are Arsenal crumbling under the pressure yet again? These are the kind of questions that I want to hear from you people. These are the kind of responses I want to hear from you people as we go through today's show. As always, hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, get involved in the chat, as a couple of you are right now. We will get to you guys in a second. And as well, if you want to come on and have your say, just let me know. If you want to come on and have your say in audio form rather than just in the chat, let me know if you are willing and wanting to come on the show, and I'll drop the link in the chat as we progress. Big up to Grandioso says, what the hell was all that about? I did not expect that result at all. Don't think many people did. I don't think many people did expect that result. I mean, I certainly didn't. I didn't do my Premier League predictions video this week. Time restraints and other things have been kicking off this week, so I've had to miss the Premier League predictions video this week. But I would have predicted an Arsenal win, as a lot of people would have. Arsenal being at home, Arsenal against this Bournemouth side, a lot of different factors going into it. Arsenal with a bit between their teeth, going for their Premier League title for the first time in over 20 years, with it being in their grasp. Have they just let it slip through their fingers? Have they just let it slip through their fingers? Look, there's a lot of football still to be played. There's a lot of time still left in those questions. But, like I say, signs over recent weeks, and I know that obviously recent weeks have obviously been broken up with the international break and with other competitions taking the front seat. But momentum is very important in football. Momentum is extremely important in football, and it's something that a lot of people seem to overlook or seem to misrepresent, or they don't seem to think a lot about. Momentum is key. And slipping up in the Carabao Cup, slipping up in the FA Cup, almost slipping up in the first leg of the Champions League midweek, it causes doubt. And I've got to be honest with you, people. Having gauged the thoughts and opinions of a lot of Arsenal fans prior to kickoff, there are a lot of Arsenal fans that were somewhat nervy going into this game against Bournemouth, that a slip-up could potentially be on the cards in this game. And as it has turned out and played out, that's exactly what has happened here. We are in a situation now where City have the Premier League title in their hands. A massive, massive opportunity for Pep Guardiola's side. But there's still a lot of football left to be played. We'll get on to Manchester City in a little while. Pep, one wish from you, continue to play Shirky every game. Look, I never thought I would be backing Manchester City, but I have made my feelings and thoughts clear on Arsenal all season long. Not just Arsenal as a club, but Arsenal down to the majority, I would say majority of their fan base. Maybe not the majority, maybe it's a small minority. However, that minority is loud and is arrogant and ignorant and annoying as they come. So I've made my thoughts clear. I'm wanting City to win it. But here's the other side of the coin that's now flipped. The FA Cup is seemingly in City's hands. They've already secured the Carabao Cup. Could we potentially be looking at another domestic treble secured by Pep Guardiola and Manchester City in a season where this City side haven't even been that amazing? And yet they could be walking away with 3 trophies come the end of the year. That's why we love football. That's the crazy side of football that could potentially occur this very season. If Man City get a draw tomorrow, it still feels over. Only a win will do. Chelsea away is super hard at the end of the day. Big up Marco, who is in the building. Lovely to have you here with us, bro. Hope you're doing well. You're right. Because that is the bottom line at the end of the day. Like, people will be losing their minds today. Like, Arsenal fans especially will be losing their minds today. But the flip side of that is that if Chelsea somehow, some way do something on Man City tomorrow that helps Arsenal, and as much as obviously this should be a favourable game for City to win, it's never a foregone conclusion. And especially with Chelsea, you never know what to expect with Chelsea. They are so random. Like, they will lose or draw, lose points, drop points, whatever, to a team that is lower than them, a team that may be battling relegation or whatever. But against the big teams of the league, the better teams, their rivals, they'll put in a good performance and they'll take some important points. So I wouldn't say it's a foregone conclusion by any stretch of the imagination that City go and win tomorrow. I'm still backing City to win tomorrow, but I wouldn't say it is a certainty. And if that is to be the case, and if they don't actually go on and win this result, it becomes like, okay, we messed up, but we got away with it big time. Can Arsenal keep doing that? I don't know, because they got away with it when, they drew to Wolves, they drew to Brentford. They got away with it then because City really should have closed the gap even more so, put the pressure on even more. But then City themselves went through a few draws. They drew to the likes of West Ham, for example. So we have seen City slip up as well in the past. And that's the one thing that does worry me about my want or my hope that City actually go on and beat Arsenal to the title. I've never been fully convinced of Manchester City's ability to go this entire season, not only unbeaten, but winning the vast majority of their games that they need to win. Winning the vast majority of their games that they need to win. That's been my concern with City. And as much as they should have all the incentive in the world to go and apply the pressure and stand on the necks of Arsenal, metaphorically, whilst they are down, I don't know if they will or not. I am not 100% convinced. I know that the Carabao Cup's momentum and the win against Liverpool last week in the FA Cup will be on their side. It'll be the wind in their sails. But will it carry over into the Premier League? I just don't know. I just don't know for sure. It's funny that the first half they need to score a penalty to equalise on in that half. Yeah, fair play for bringing that up, Kinsman. I hope you're doing well, my bro. I'd love to have you here with us. Arsenal were poor today. Bournemouth fully deserved the win. They were absolutely excellent, Bournemouth. And the only downside for them is that they didn't keep a clean sheet. That's the only downside you can mark Bournemouth on today, that they did not keep a clean sheet today. I thought otherwise, they were very, very good. Bournemouth were outstanding, and that is what we should be crediting first and foremost. Arsenal were terrible. And it wasn't like, they had anything to fall back on today, because they tried. They tried from open play. It didn't work. They had set pieces. They didn't work. Bournemouth applied pressure in key areas, and Arsenal couldn't play their natural game. They couldn't play out from the back. Their long balls weren't hitting, weren't connecting properly. Gyökeres had little to no service the entire game he was on. Kai Havertz did nothing. Their midfield of Declan Rice and Zubimendi looked weak. Alex Scott completely ran the midfield as far as what Bournemouth are concerned. It was a shambles from Arsenal, from back to front, front to back. Even David Raya encapsulated the nervousness surrounding this fixture and the nervousness in the Arsenal fan base. There was a couple of times where his passes out from the back were poor. There was one in the second half especially. He tries to flick it with the outside of his right foot, and it hits Evan Nilsson. And maybe if Evan Nilsson had been ready and kind of got his position, his body position in a more proactive way, I think, if that's the right word I'm using there, it might have ended even worse for Arsenal. There were a couple more opportunities for Bournemouth there to really put Arsenal to the sword. Didn't happen, but it didn't need to happen for Bournemouth to pick up the 3 points over Arsenal. So Arsenal, were terrible today. Big up Dean is in the building. Hope you're doing well, bro. Lovely to have you here with us. Says, hi, Fletch. Arsenal letting the league slip. I really hope so, my dude. I really, really hope so. Marcus says Spurs are officially now in the relegation zone. Yes, they are, at least until potentially tomorrow. We shall see, obviously, how that goes. But after West Ham's massive win last night, the pressure is all on Spurs to go and do something in Roberto De Zerbi's debut in charge of Tottenham. I just hope Liverpool give us something to smile about. I've not got my hopes up too much about that, bro, to be perfectly honest with you. As much as I would love to say that Liverpool beat Fulham tonight, I don't have my hopes high on that, unfortunately. Sorry, I can't be more positive on that particular situation. I did expect Bournemouth to be better, but I did not expect Arsenal to drop points. Usually they get another pen or more extra time. I say it just wasn't clicking for Arsenal today, whether it's from open play or whether it's from set pieces. Nothing worked for Arsenal today. The only thing they had was the penalty. That's the only thing they had, and Bournemouth were excellent, and they deserve full credit. I know the majority of the narrative will be how poor Arsenal were, but Bournemouth deserve brilliant credit for what they have done today. And fair play to them. Fair play to them. They've actually just put a stat up on the screen that says Bournemouth are on a Premier League unbeaten run of 12 games. Is that right? Bournemouth unbeaten in their last 12? I didn't even realise Bournemouth were unbeaten in their last 12. I say, I rate Andoni Iraola. I don't necessarily think he would be Liverpool manager, but then again, anybody could probably take over from Arne Slot at this point. But yeah, I rate Iraola so much. Yeah. Last 12 games, I didn't even realize. Last 12 games, they've done wonders. In the Premier League, that is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, now 12. Yeah. 5 wins, 7 draws. Their last defeat actually was ironically to Arsenal at the beginning of the year. So that just shows you the brilliant work that Areola's done, and full credit to him as well. Like losing a big player like Antoine Semenyo, lost a couple of other big players as well. Like Bournemouth, I've got a real gem of a manager there, and it doesn't seem like he's going to be staying. But if they can find someone that can seamlessly take over from him, then there's no doubt about it. They could go on and do some great things in the Premier League. Like they could really continue the progression and the evolution of Bournemouth that this guy has set in motion here. Like fair play to Andoni Iraola there. Jay is in the building. Go and subscribe to Jay's channel, guys. Absolutely incredible stuff. Something for everyone over there. Go and show him some love and some support. Hope you're doing well, bro. Lovely to have you here with us. I see Man City blasting away Arsenal 4-0 at home and proving they are better, but Arsenal still becoming champions. Man, it kicked into gear a bit too late, is what Marco's saying here. Look, if City beat Chelsea tomorrow, that game next week is going to be monumental. That's only if City win next week. City win tomorrow. If City drop points tomorrow, the game next week is meh. The game next week is meh. And you know, and here's the thing. There is nervousness and caution surrounding Arsenal right now. And in every big game that Arteta plays, Arteta's mindset is to go into that game and not lose. I'm telling you people right now, if City win tomorrow, heap more pressure on Arsenal. Arteta's going to go into that game next week. He is going to do everything in his power to get a point, not a win, a point from that game. And I'm going to say now, if he tries that, I think it will backfire. I think it will backfire. But only if City win tomorrow. Only if City win tomorrow. And just while we're on Bournemouth, by the way, Bournemouth are now 9th on 45 points. Now, of course, they have played a game more than Liverpool, Chelsea, Brentford, Everton, and Fulham. Could they make a late run for European football next season? Let me know in the chat what you make about Bournemouth's chances. Like I say, they are unbeaten in their last 12 games, Bournemouth. They are currently in 9th. They are a point away from both Everton and Brentford. And of course, Everton and Brentford kick off against each other in about 10 minutes' time at the time of recording. So I would like to know, what do you guys think? What do you guys make of this intriguing scenario that could be playing out before our very eyes here? When is City playing Palace? The match has been postponed forever. I believe it is after the next game week. I believe it's during game week 33. So I don't think it's next week with Arsenal. I think it's the week after. I think that's when it's been rescheduled for. I could be wrong, Marco. I'll have to double check. I have to double check for you. Oh, I don't even think they've done. I thought it was during game week 33, or maybe that was rumored to be. Maybe it was like a rumor that it was. There's also someone else I just want to double check as well. Because it could be. So Burnley play Man City as well a few days before City play Southampton in the FA Cup. And then Arsenal play on that weekend as well. Why have they got both of them games clashing, by the way? This is stupid. They've got Man City versus Southampton at 5:15, and then they've got Arsenal Newcastle kicking off at 5:30. Like, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. On the same day. Are you kidding me? But either way, like that will still mean that City will have 2 games in hand by the time that kicks off. So we shall see how that goes. But yeah, I thought they would have done it by now. I think they have to work it out where it's not a Champions League week, and obviously they need to work it out where it's best to put it for City. But maybe the build-up of games could also work against City if that is to be the case. So we shall see. We shall see how that one turns out. Thoughts on Lee Gunner getting drunk on stream and falling out with his older sidekick who absolutely called him out for being an alcoholic? I think he's since apologized for doing that. And I think he's taken some accountability. So if he's taken some accountability, fair play. I don't necessarily care for Lee Gunner. Like, if he's sticking to the football side of things, then he's actually all right to somewhat listen to at times. But like I say, recently not even recently, like forever, he just does the same stuff, doesn't he? Just goes on and on and on a bit. Same old, same old. Which team shirt is that you're wearing? It's a Serie B team. I can't remember the name of it. Again, another mystery shirt, but I can't remember the name of the team. I'll have to find the I'll have to find the note of it. But yeah, it's a Serie B team. Got it in a mystery shirt and a shirt box. It's actually not bad. It's actually not a bad little shirt, this. Enzo back for tomorrow. I don't think he is he? I don't think he is. I think didn't Rossini say he's sitting out of this game as well? He's been banned from this game. I'm pretty sure he said that he was banned from this game. I could be wrong, or he could have backtracked on his word, but I don't know. Enzo literally just said that Madrid has a similar feel to Buenos Aires, so it's his favorite city in Europe for him. He feels at home, nothing else, and he got banned for that. Shocking. I think that's a nice way of saying I'm done with this project at Chelsea. It's flawed, it's terrible, and it's not going to work. And it doesn't sound like the owners are going to change that anytime soon. So I want out. I think that's a nicer way of putting it than what I just said. I feel more Arsenal at home than Chelsea away. I feel more Arsenal at home than Chelsea away. We shall see, man. We shall see. I wouldn't speak too soon. I would not speak too soon, though. Was that a deserved penalty for Arsenal? I didn't think it was at the time. I since watched it back. I understand why it was given. I thought it was too close at first. I thought the speed of the ball and all of that stuff may have made it a bit harsh. But I think it's one of them where you're crying out for it if it's going in your favor. So yeah, I think it was deserved for Arsenal. I've got to admit. Hi, Captain Flesh and Chat. How are you? Like and subscribe. You'll never walk alone. Big up Abdul, who's in the building. Lovely to have you here. I hope you're doing well, my dude. Hope you are doing well. Lovely to have you here with us. And yes, people, if you can and you want to, then follow Abdul's instructions and like and subscribe to the video. Always helps out, and having you wonderful people here is obviously incredible as well. You're still giving Sporting a chance to get past Arsenal after today's performance. I think you'd be foolish not to give them a chance. Do I think they will go and overturn that 1-goal deficit? Probably not. Probably not. I think Arsenal will advance. Arsenal will get through, unfortunately, as much as I would love to see them get knocked out. But yeah, you'd be foolish not to give Sporting a chance. You'd be foolish not to, but I don't think they will. Arsenal has better goal difference over City 2 +8. That can be overcome with a few games as long as Man City keep winning, is what Marco is saying here. And again, Marco's absolutely right. Goal difference could come into effect. We've already seen it happen years and years ago where goal difference was key. So City need to be aware of that as well. I reckon Sunderland are too physical for Spurs tomorrow. Spurs players are not up for that. I see Sunderland winning. Sunderland are at home, aren't they? Yes, they will be, because obviously Arsenal were at home today. So Sunderland will be at home tomorrow for the Spurs game. So Stadium of Light, tough place to go. I have gone for a draw, and the only reason why I've gone for a draw is because the new manager factor, the new manager thing with De Zerbi. I just think that could throw a bit of a curveball, and it might help Spurs. I've gone for a draw tomorrow. Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 2 full time. Man City have 2 games in hand, and Man City can go 3 points behind if they win both games. Spurs in the relegation zone. Liverpool versus Fulham and Liverpool versus PSG. Something needs to change. You're right, Abdul. If City win both their games in hand, they go 3 points behind. But if City beat Arsenal next week, they could go level on points with them once the games in hand are out the way and done with. And if they win both of those games and beat Arsenal, that's that 9-point gap covered in the space of 3 games. And then from there, you've got, what was it after that? You basically got 4 games left, haven't you? Pretty much 4 games left to till the end of the season. This title race is potentially going down to the wire. When did the 5 minutes of extra time come from, though? We are talking maximum 3. Yeah, because I don't remember there being massive stoppages in the second half. There was obviously the goal. There was the amount of subs. But Arsenal made like 3 at one in one go. And then the other 2 came just after Bournemouth had scored. So, again, it wasn't like there was massive stoppages in the game. I don't know. I don't know where 5 minutes came from, to be fair. It wasn't like there was any sort of massive controversy. There was no big injuries. There was no VAR drama. I don't know where 5 minutes came from today, actually. You're right in questioning that, I think. Unless there's something I'm completely forgetting. 16 losses and 7 draws is unacceptable. Absolutely. You look a bit different. Yeah, I put these on to make myself look a bit more intelligent, but It clearly doesn't work when I open my mouth. Do you think Isak starts today? I think he does, you know. I think after what Ekatike did midweek, I wouldn't give him 45 minutes. You've got to roll the dice and do something. Give Isak 45 minutes and give Ekatike the other 45 minutes. I think you've got to do something different today, and I think that will probably be it. Do something. Do something. Do something different. Is what I'm hoping for. Will it actually happen? Probably not. Probably not. I'm sure he's got something even weirder lined up. We played a back five against PSG. Are we going to play a back five again today against Fulham? Probably. Who knows? I don't even know what to expect anymore. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what we're going to be doing today. So I don't even know what Liverpool side's going to turn up. I just don't know anymore. Winner of Brentford-Everton still could make a Champions League spot. If you've watched my video on the top 5 situation, you'll know that I don't think Liverpool or Chelsea is going to get there. And I personally think that Everton and Brentford are going to draw today. As well as that, I think one of them two are making top 5. And the one that doesn't make top 5 will get Europa League football. So that's just the reality of it. That's just the reality of it. We spent 450 million. We spent 450 million pounds to go below Everton and Brentford this year. Apparently, Brentford already have a penalty. Fingers crossed, because Igor Thiago's in my fantasy team. I need Igor Thiago to score, please. Don't. Oh, if he misses this is going to be terrible. This is going to be friggin' terrible. He best not miss if this is a genuine, legitimate penalty. He best not. He best not miss. Oh, dear. I'm looking for Sharda and Thiago. Sharda and Thiago. Fingers crossed. Oh, need them to need them to do some big stuff for me. Big stuff for me today. My fantasy team's looking in the mud this week, so yeah, them two in particular. Oh God. It's 1-0 Brentford. It's Igor Thiago. Wonderful. That's a fantastic start for my FPL this week. Absolutely. I love that. Love the sight of an Igor Thiago goal there. Love it. Might actually be a good day after all. Who knows? Well, already a good day with Arsenal losing. So there we go. Oh, and Shorter got the assist as well. Oh, even better. Even better. We're up and running. We're up and running, people. Wonderful. FPL. Yes, let's go. Oh, dear. The Prem scheduled Arsenal and City same time because they thought at the end of the season Arsenal will be nowhere near first. As much as I like the banter, we all know that the Premier League schedule games as the season wears on. So sorry to like put a downer on it, but yeah, sorry, I just had to apply logic there to the somewhat banter. Surely Fulham is light work at home. Marco, we had this discussion the other day. Have you not seen Liverpool at home this year? Liverpool at home have drew to the newly promoted clubs. We drew to Burnley. We drew to Leeds. We drew to Sunderland. We lost to Nottingham Forest. We drew to Tottenham. We lost to PSV. Got absolutely slapped up by PSV. We lost to one of the worst Manchester United squads ever. Can you not see where why my confidence is so low and why I'm not taking any game for granted? We had this discussion the other day, bro. You're like, oh, is this the underdog tactic? You're playing at home the second leg against PSG. Yeah, we are. But that doesn't mean nothing. If this was the Liverpool side of last year or 2, 3, 4 years ago, I'd give us a massively good fighting chance of doing whatever to anyone and everyone at Anfield. But I can't say we're going to beat anyone right now because we are so bad. So bad. Oh, dear. And it seems that Burnley have taken the lead against Brighton, which is a massive goal for Burnley. And Brighton have just hit a bit of form as well. So that's an even bigger goal for Burnley in that scenario. And they're like 10 points away from Spurs. I was going to say that could be even worse for Spurs, but Spurs are actually points clear of Burnley right now. So, yeah. Big up Burnley. Just double checking. There we go. The points are on. Love it. If Pickford is going to dive like that during World Cup shootouts, it's bleak. That was a soft shot, and if he dived the right way, still could not get it. Pickford's normally good from penalties. Like, I don't necessarily rate him as like a top goalkeeper. Don't normally rate him as like an outstanding goalkeeper. I think he's somewhat underrated for the Premier League. I don't think he quite gets the plaudits he deserves. But at the same time, in saying he's slightly underrated, I don't think he's like exceptional, fantastic, amazing, great. You know, don't think he's any kind of those kind of buzzwords. I think he's a solid enough goalkeeper, but he has a tendency to do absolutely stupid errors. He just makes some of the most stupid errors known to man. So yeah, it's he could be better. He could be worse, but he could be a lot better. But yeah, like I say, normally he's good. He's good at a spot kick. He's good from a spot kick. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is as far as what he's concerned. But yeah, it's a massive goal. Massive win, should I say, for Bournemouth. Massive win for them. Massive loss for Arsenal, given what could potentially happen. We'll only know the full extent of this loss come tomorrow, if City are to take advantage. But that leaves the big question, and the question that is in the title: are Arsenal crumbling? As I stated earlier in the stream, losing in the Carabao Cup final, losing and getting kicked out of the FA Cup to Southampton. I know they're in different competitions, but momentum is massive in football, and these kind of things often are often all connected. Often they are all connected. A lot of players say that they enjoy playing 2 games a week. A lot of players say they enjoy playing in the high pressure stake matches. So do Arsenal now lose a little bit of their edge with getting kicked out of those competitions, not winning the Carabao Cup? City beating Arsenal to that Carabao Cup. Does that maybe knock a bit of wind out of Arsenal's sails going forward? Are they starting to crack under the pressure? Are they starting to crumble? Are there signs that you guys are seeing that they're not going to be able to have the endurance, the strength to carry themselves over the finish line? Or on the flip side of that, was this just a bad day at the office? Was this just a bad day at the office for Arsenal and they'll get right back onto things next week? Is this a case of a bad day at the office, or is this a case of no, they are crumbling? There's faults here. There is there's massive red flags on red flares, on massive red lights, alarm bells, whatever the kind of phrasing and visual aid that you need to kind of put this into perspective. What are you guys thinking in regards to Arsenal? Is it a bad day at the office, or is this a sign of a potential major monumental collapse that is happening with the Gunners right now? Let me know in the chat what you guys are thinking and feeling about Arsenal's title charge. Is it still in the bag for Arsenal? Is it still in Arsenal's hands? Or are Manchester City now the firm favourites to take this from Arsenal? For me, look, I still think Arsenal will do it. I've said time and time again that whilst I would love to see City beat Arsenal, or any team for that matter, beat Arsenal to the to the title. I would like to see Arsenal again go trophyless. Well, I don't necessarily see it happening because City haven't given me much confidence that they will go on to win all of their remaining games. I still don't have that amount of confidence in them that will happen. Unless proven otherwise, I just don't have that confidence in them. They displayed signs and glimpses of them, being really dangerous at times, being incredible to watch, Man City, but there's been nothing consistent. And it does still seem every now and again that if Haaland's not firing on all cylinders, they do have a problem in front of goal. Semenyo seemed like he was going to be the savior to that particular problem. But even then, past couple of games, he's not quite been fully there for City. I'm still not entirely convinced by City. I want to say right now, on paper, they are the favourites, because if they win their remaining games in hand and if they beat Arsenal next week, that gap is closed. They are level on points with Arsenal, and with form, I'm obviously going to be leaning more towards City. But I just can't shake the feeling that there's more of a banana skin for City to slip up in, because the margin of error as we count down the games to the end of the season becomes thinner and thinner and smaller and smaller. And if City slip up tomorrow, for example, that's it. That is it. But it will be more of a case of City slipped up rather than, and I'm not trying to discredit Arsenal when I say this, but given the opportunities that have been presented in front of City's path, towards the end of the season, at the very least, it would be more a case of City slipped up rather than Arsenal got over the finish line. That kind of scenario. Burnley goal chalked off. Yeah, it certainly seems that way. It certainly seems it got chalked off. Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, it looks like he got disallowed. I'm favouring Man City to win the league. Man City know how to win the league. I think Arsenal win nothing. Again, I hope you're right. The only thing I will say, there are certain players in that Man City team that know how to win things. There are certain players that don't. There are certain players that have been under Pep for a long time, that remember the days of City being in their prime. Some, again, don't. So I think it is very much up in the open. I'm hoping, like I say, the momentum of beating Liverpool in the FA Cup last week, the momentum of winning the Carabao Cup will be in City's favour, and therefore City will go on to topple Arsenal, but I'm not 100% convinced. Big up Reluctant Gamer, who's in the building. Lovely to have you here, bro. I hope you're doing well. I'm good, thank you, bro. Hope you are too. You got Fulham today. I'll be watching. Yeah, I mean, I think all rival fans, if they want a good laugh, will probably be watching today. I think the best result we get is a draw today. I've got to be honest with you. I think that's the best result we get from today's game. Fulham are not to be underestimated by any stretch of the imagination. Arsenal losses, 6 points different. If they win their games in hand, that's 3 points. And if they beat Arsenal, then they level on points. Yeah, we've just been talking about that, bro. We've just been talking about the possibility of that potentially becoming a reality. And there's also goal difference that comes into play as well, as someone mentioned earlier. I apologize for not remembering. My memory's terrible. Someone threw it in the chat earlier. We were speaking about how that might be a massive importance, a massive factor in the outcome of the Premier League title race. And yet all of that could be massive. It could be huge going forward. And it weighs on the mind of some of those Arsenal players, because, and this is why I said about momentum, and this is why I said even before the Carabao Cup final that winning that final could be massive for both teams, because there's a lot that goes into that game. People just see it as a one-off cup final. No, there's a lot more to it, especially with it being against Man City. Maybe if it was against another team, maybe if it was against like a team that's not in the title race, maybe you could argue maybe it wasn't that significant. But it's against the title rival. It's against the title rival. It was going to be significant, and the knock-on effect it could have is huge. Arsenal players are probably now looking at that game and going, we couldn't get over the finish line again. We couldn't beat and win a trophy again. But we've got the league to fall back on. And now they're looking at it going, it's back in City's hands again. It's back in City's hands again. Because if City, like you said, if they win their 2 games in hand, they are 3 points behind them. If they beat Arsenal themselves, that 9-point gap is gone. That 9-point gap is gone. And as someone pointed out earlier, a +8 goal difference, that could easily be gone as well. Because if City turn up and they're in demolition mode, it's lights out for most teams in the Premier League. That 8-goal gap could be gone. That 9-point gap could be gone. It's City there for the taking, and they pip Arsenal to the post again. It could potentially happen. Do I think it will? Probably not. Do I want it to happen? Yeah, I do. City have Champions League. What will drain them a bit more? No, they don't. They got knocked out by Real Madrid in the round of 16, bro. If you said Arsenal have Champions League, you're right. City don't. I think that's what you meant, right? Arsenal have Champions League. And you are right in saying that, especially when you consider that the likelihood is, as things stand right now, Arsenal are going to be facing Atletico. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant, bro. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. As things stand right now, Arsenal are going to be facing Atletico. That's no easy task. That is no easy task. And if you think that Arsenal struggled against Bournemouth today, playing the way that Bournemouth did, I think Atletico could be even more frustrating. I think Atletico could be even more frustrating for this Arsenal side. This Arsenal side created next to nothing against Bournemouth today. Next to nothing. Just going through the statistics right now. Arsenal had 15 shots and created 4 big chances. When did they create 4 big chances? The penalty obviously being one. I think I don't even know where 4 big chances comes from, to be honest. Maybe the Havertz one in the first half. Maybe the Havertz one in the first half. Maybe that's what they're on about. I don't know. I didn't even realize they had 4 big chances. Like, I don't really remember them. Don't really remember them because I don't think they were big chances. Like I say, maybe the Havertz one in the first half, yes, but I don't know. I don't know. Do you think Arsenal will play for a win at the Etihad? No. That's not Arteta's style. Arteta's style is not to go for the risk. It's not to go for the kill. Arteta's style is to not lose. That's Arteta's style. Think about every big game that Arteta's played in this year. Even against Liverpool, who were there for the taking. Even against the Liverpool side, whose mentality is down, down, down into bedrock. Like, his mentality in every big game is to not lose. You put him in a situation next week where he doesn't need to win. He just needs to make sure City don't win. And he's going to go for the draw. He is going to go for the draw next week. It will be a cowardice approach. It will be an approach that he will look at and go, right, if we drop deep, we defend well, we can get a point, we can grind a point out of these guys. That is what he's going to do next week. And I hope to God it backfires. Because it's a personal preference. It's not like it's an agenda or anything. It's a personal preference. I don't like that mentality. I don't personally like it. I think you can pick and choose your battles. Fine, fair enough, whatever. And like, again, this might be a pick and choose your battle moment for Arsenal. Sometimes I don't like it. I know it's weird of me to say my personal preference, but like, I don't personally like it. I'd like to go for the win. I think if it was like a knockout cup game, I wouldn't like. I would, if it was like the second leg of a Champions League, for example, maybe I could understand it a bit more. I think it works in a cup game. I think in a league game, though, I don't like it. If that makes any sense. Big up, the moon is in the building. How you doing, bro? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Lovely to have you here with us. Hi, mate. Hope you're well. I'm good, man. Hope you are too. It looks like it's happening again. The wheels are coming off the bus for Arsenal again. Big crash coming up. Again, man, I hope you're right. I hope you're right in what you're saying. I hope you are right in what you are saying because, like I say, I've made my feelings pretty clear on Arsenal this season and their fan base. So I somewhat hope you are right. I somewhat hope there is a big crash coming up. Somewhat hope that there is problems coming up for Arsenal in terms of they're running out of steam. They've decided to use up all their energy way too early. They don't have the endurance to go on. They don't have the strength to continue. I hope that's all that there is to look at with Arsenal this season, and they will fall off. They will crumble. They will collapse. I hope that is. I hope that is it. But I don't know. I don't know. Everton have just equalised, by the way. If anyone's interested, Everton have just equalised. So there goes my Kelleher clean sheet for this week, which is annoying. But if Dewsbury Hall is the scorer, then we're back in the game. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's Beto. Of course it's Beto. Why did I not put Beto in the team? Of course it's Beto. Why would I think it would have been anybody else? Why did I think it would be Dewsbury Hall? Did Dewsbury Hall at least get an assist for it? Did Dewsbury Hall get the assist? Did he? Sad thing is, Beto's coming into some really good form. Guess who we've got next week? Oh, Everton. Interesting that, isn't it? Nope, didn't get the assist. Idrissa Gueye got the assist. Damn. Damn. Still, we move. It's not all bad news. It's not all bad news. Like I say, if Sharda gets me a goal, we're back in the game. Also, I think Sporting is gonna tie them. Also, they got City at the weekend. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're right. City. They faced City straight after the Sporting game. And it was going to be interesting to see how Arsenal approach both games because 1-0 is somewhat dangerous. Like if you think it's nervous right now at Arsenal, imagine what might happen if Sporting get an early goal. If Sporting get an early goal at the Emirates, wipe out that 1-0 deficit, nerves are going to show. Nerves are going to show. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. Don't say Atletico, please. Sorry, Marco. Sorry, bro. I'm just saying as things stand right now. Like 2-0 is a horrible scoreline in football. Unless you're PSG against Liverpool. We all know how that one's going to go. But yeah, 2-0 is a horrible scoreline in football. And with the way that your guys score goals for fun sometimes, you never know. I'm just saying as things stand right now. Remontada, yeah, bro. We'll see. I'm looking forward. I kind of want to watch your game on Tuesday. I obviously have to watch Liverpool because it's Liverpool. I want to watch your game though. Your game has got a lot more riding on it than ours will. Ours will be over in 10 minutes. PSG will score in the opening 10 minutes, and that will be it. they'll kill the game off in 10 minutes and then they'll just sit around and pass the ball and make us look like idiots. We'll run around like headless chickens and we'll get nowhere near them. We will get nowhere near them. We won't be able to even touch PSG because they're just too damn good. You can't defend against City the whole game. That's why I'm leaning to City also. I think if there is one team that can do that though, it's Arsenal. If there's one team that has an opportunity and a chance to defend against Arsenal for pretty much the majority of the 90 minutes, it is going to be Arsenal. That's just the sad reality of it. I understand what you mean, but as I say, I don't think it's in Arteta's wheelhouse to go for the kill. I don't think it's in Arteta's wheelhouse to be risky. I don't think it's in his nature to be firmly adventurous in smelling blood against Man City and going, if we win, we kill these guys right here, right now. The season is over next week if Arsenal win. But I don't think he'll go for the kill. I think he'll try to not lose, as what Arteta does every single game. That there is massively that there is a lot of massive weight on. Now Arsenal just lost. I'm not going to be surprised now if they drop points to Chelsea. This has happened a few times this season. You mean City drop points, or have Arsenal coming up? Arsenal don't play Chelsea. Arsenal have already played Chelsea, haven't they? So Arsenal's remaining games are City, then Newcastle, Fulham, West Ham, Burnley, and Palace. Now, until they get to potentially Burnley, but also maybe West Ham, those are some tough games. That's at least 50% of their games that are tough. City, we obviously know and we talked a lot about. Newcastle at home. Depends what Newcastle side turns up, isn't it? Isn't it, reluctant gamer? It depends on what Newcastle side turn up. Fulham at home. Fulham can be awkward and they can take points off of Arsenal. We know that. West Ham are going to be fighting relegation. So again, that could inspire something in them to get something from the game. And then Burnley, they'll be down and out by that point. There'll be no point. That will be done and dusted. And Palace, well, Palace could be in a Europa Conference League final by that point, in which case the chances are is that Palace might be focused on that game rather than anything else. And if that's the case, then again, that should be Arsenal's for the taking. But for at least 3 or 4 of those games, Arsenal might find it quite difficult. AFTV will be on fire if it happens. I'm just there for Lee Judges right now. Lee Judges is box office right now. Don't really care for AFTV these days. I've got to be honest. AFTV has completely lost its way of what it used to be. But Lee Judges, my God. I'm sure Ty will be calling City cheats. Julian will be spouting utter nonsense as usual. But for the most part, Lee Judges, the fume and fury that will be radiating from him will be glorious, glorious to watch. So you had it at a 0-0 then, Brentford, because you had it a draw, but also clean sheet. I don't know. I don't think I put anybody. I don't think going through my predictions. Obviously, I didn't do a predictions video this week, but I don't think I put anybody to have a clean sheet this week. I think I put goals in every game. I think I put everybody to have goals galore. Obviously, it didn't work because West Ham picked up a clean sheet last night. But yeah, kind of. Plus, I think Kelleher's like the best goalkeeper to probably go for in FPL, because even if like you do lose a clean sheet, he's got a decent penalty record. So there is a good opportunity to get some good points with penalty saving. So I don't know. I was willing to sacrifice maybe a clean sheet if Dewsbury Hall had scored. But Dewsbury Hall didn't score, so it didn't really matter. I don't know. I don't think I planned this week out very well. I've got to be honest. Don't think I planned this week out very well. It's just something I want to double check, by the way. Oh, damn. Is that how many goals has he got? Is that including today's? Just FYI, by the way, Igor Thiago's goal today means he's now on 20 Premier League goals. He is 2 goals behind Erling Haaland. At the time of this live stream, he is 2 goals behind Erling Haaland in the Premier League Golden Boot race. So Haaland better be careful, man, because Igor Thiago could be about to take that golden boot right from under his nose. That could be phenomenal if we see that. Gyökeres does not even have double digits goals this season in the Prem. Massively underwhelming. Massively underwhelming from Gyökeres this year. Will you switch to our game if PSG are 2-0 up at Anfield and you are a diehard fan, watch all the game? Probably. I mean, here's what will probably happen. I'll probably have the Liverpool game on TV, and I'll probably have the Barcelona game on my laptop anyway. But I'll probably obviously be more focused on the Liverpool game than the Barcelona game. But my attention may shift if a situation like that is to happen. So I'll still technically watch the Liverpool game. I just won't be invested in it as much, because I can definitely see Barcelona getting like a 1-0 win at half time. I can definitely see it being 1-0 Barcelona going into half time. And then obviously that sets up an incredible second half. So we shall see. Arsenal fans are so reactionary. They are losing their minds right now. At least Man City fans are cool, calm, and backing their team. Yeah, you can do that when you've got the best manager in world football right now, and you have also got a reputation for winning trophies under that manager. You can't do it when your manager has bottled league titles and bottled other trophies multiple times over the past few years, to a point where there is a lack of trust between the club, the manager, and your fan base. So that's probably why they are going crazy. It's understandable as to why they're going a bit crazy, because any team in that situation that hasn't won trophies or won a league title for a number of years would be going through the exact same thing. I understand exactly where Arsenal fans are coming from. Again, do I necessarily agree that City will topple Arsenal? I don't know. I don't think so, but that's where we are. Big up Luca Talks Arsenal. Big up to you, bro. If you want to come on the show, Luca, let me know if you're still in the building. Let me know if you want to come on and have your say. I know that obviously you feel really passionate about this, and obviously being an Arsenal fan, it'd be great to get an Arsenal insight on this. Let me know if you want to come on, bro, and have your say. Because there was a point where you were just starting to believe that you were winning the league. So I'm interested to know where your head's at right now. We ain't winning the league. I knew we wouldn't. Bless you, bro. I mean, it's still there. It's still there. And obviously there's a lot for City to do between now and the end of the season, as we've discussed. It's not all over yet, but I can understand why performances and results like the ones that obviously have happened these past couple of weeks. And again, I want to reiterate, I know that those results haven't necessarily been in the Premier League. They've been in other competitions, but momentum does carry a big factor in football. Lee Judge's quote from today: "If Man City beat Chelsea, it's over." Damn. Julian, few knows he is actually more delusional than Ty. Julian has been in the shadows since he is bad PR. Oh. Yeah, I mean, probably the right thing to do since that whole thing with Saeed kicked off. He even claimed that teams should kick out other teams that don't play football or whatever. When Arsenal drew, when Arsenal beat Wolves 2-1, he was moaning about the way that Wolves played and said that putting 11 men behind the ball or whatever, negative football should not happen. And that the Premier League should be exclusive to teams that are actually going to go and play football, as if, there isn't more than one way to play football. And Arsenal fans were moaning that, people call them set piece FC. But yeah, that guy moans when a team plays in a way that doesn't exactly suit his team. I don't know. Julian's a weird one, man. Weird, boiled egg-headed freak. If Burnley win, Great Escape could be on. Wolves are done. Nah. Burnley are done. Burnley don't have the quality. They don't have the individual quality. They might come back up again for next season, and they might yo-yo. I can see that happening because it's happened multiple times before. But I genuinely would not be surprised if Burnley do that. Did you see Real Bayern was an epic open game? Both teams 20 shots. Yeah, it was a great game, fantastic game to watch. Much better than the other game that was on that night. And just as we say, by the way, on Burnley, I think Brighton have just scored. But yeah, that game was brilliant. I enjoyed watching that game. I really, really did. Two teams that really just went at it, hammer and tong. Thought Bayern were excellent. Say that they were the away team at the Bernabeu. They showed no fear. They showed no nervousness or tension. They just went for the kill. Enjoyed it. And the game at the Allianz next week is perfectly poised. It's 2-1 Bayern. So we shall see. Ready for Europa League turns next year at Anfield. And then the Europa League tune. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. We might not even get you. This is the stupid thing. We might not even get Europa League. We might get Europa Conference League. And even then, we might not even get Europa Conference League. Let's see how today goes. let's see how today goes, because today, oh my god, today, I, I, I'm nervous for today. I am so freaking nervous for today. We might not even get European football. We might not even get European football. We might get Europa Conference League. We might get Europa League at best, but we're probably not going to be getting Champions League. Probably not. But then again, we have this club to thank for that. This club have decided to let this manager stay on for as long as he has done. The club's at fault. The club is at fault. They let this manager do this to us all season and didn't step in at all. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, big turn in the Premier League today. Arsenal losing by 2-1 to Bournemouth. Congratulations to Bournemouth. A massive win and a fantastic performance by the Cherries. Andoni Areola carried out or brought a game plan, and the Bournemouth players carried it out to perfection. That Krupe, by the way, there's a talent in there. There is certainly a talent in that kid. Alex Scott was excellent in the midfield. I thought their right back absolutely locked up Gabriel Martinelli. Not that it's exactly difficult. I don't think Gabriel Martinelli's. I used to think Martinelli was class, you know. I used to think Martinelli was class. And I don't know whether it's a combination of just Martinelli's lack of progression from him, or whether it's a case of this manager that Arsenal have. But he's not advanced to the levels that I thought he would. Don't know. Madueke, useless. It's madness, isn't it? It's a madness. But a massive twist today in the Premier League as Arsenal lose by 2-1 to Bournemouth. The door is now massively wide open for Manchester City to take advantage of. Will City do it, though? That is the big question. Will City take advantage of having 2 games in hand, a game against Arsenal on the horizon, and obviously a 9-point gap to close, which is now more possible than what it was going into this Premier League weekend. Just to wrap things up here, guys, drop your predictions in the chat. Man City versus Chelsea tomorrow. Who have you got? What do you think will happen tomorrow? What do you think the score will be? How do you see the game going down? Just drop it in the chat for me. Will it be City? Will it be Chelsea? Or will it be a draw? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling. Like I say, I've not done a Premier League predictions video this week, but if I was to do one, I'm going 3-1 in favour of Manchester City. I'm going 3-1 in favour of City. I think City will blow Chelsea away tomorrow. I think they will. I think they will blow Chelsea away tomorrow. I think Rafinha will look to maybe go more defensive. I think he'll probably look to do something similar that he attempted to do against Arsenal, but stumble and falter miserably. That's just the personal way that I see it. I just think this has all the makings of Chelsea looking to go defensive, looking to attempt to grind out a point, but ultimately City will just have too much for them in multiple areas. And because of that, City will get the win. City will get the 3 points. And from that point forward, the pressure intensifies enormously on Arsenal to go to the Etihad. Is it at the Etihad? I'm sure it's at the Etihad, right? Yes, at the Etihad. To go to the Etihad. I said it. I was sure of it. And then I had to second guess myself. To go to the Etihad next week and get a result. They have to get a result next week if obviously that does happen. Marco says that City win will be good for Liverpool, right? I mean, yes, in the context of obviously Chelsea attempting to overtake us, yes, that will be good. Does it mean anything in the short term? Depends on obviously if we beat Fulham or not. I mean, it'd still be good either way because if we drop points, then obviously if City win, yeah, that would be good. But like I say, we've got other teams to be worried about other than Chelsea. Everton and Brentford are breathing down our necks. Bournemouth are now in and amongst it as well. If Fulham beat us, Fulham could be in the in contention for some form of European football as well. We are running scared from a lot of teams right now. I think Rossini are getting walking papers soon. It's baffling, isn't it, that we're even considering this, considering he signed a 6-year deal. The guy signed a 6-year deal, and there's already potential talk of him getting sacked. What's that all about? What is that all about? The guy got a 6-year deal. Like, what? Jesus Christ. Rossini is better at interviews than managing, should be a pundit. Could you imagine his punditry? Like, he's going for a counter-attacking style. Counter as in he's trying to retaliate against the attack of the opposition, and the attacking approach is how he would like to attack, or some crap like that. Like, he's a goalkeeper who needs to keep the ball from the goal. Just, he's bizarre, man. Talking about not respecting the ball enough, crowding around the ball, or whatever. Like, what on God's earth is he on about? Don't get me wrong, it makes for interesting viewing because you don't know what he's going to come out and say next or what he's going to go and do next. But Jesus Christ, it's embarrassing. Embarrassing from Liam Rossini. Bit harsh, but was Palmer a one-season wonder? I think he thought. I thought he would be top 5 players in the world for years to come, but no. I don't think he wants to be at Chelsea anymore. I still think there's a player in there, and I think that if he went to a better club that kind of built the team around him, so to speak, I think he would be a lot further along in his development than where he currently is. I think if I was Cole Palmer, I would be seeking a move elsewhere in the summer. I would want to leave Chelsea because there is no sign that they want to improve. There's no sign that the club wants to progress or advance to a level that I think would better define who he is and what he wants to be. I would want to leave. I would so want to leave if I was Cole Palmer. I really, really would. It's it's a sad situation because the guy is clearly very good, and when he's on form, there's not many better. There's not many better than there's not many better than him in the Premier League, at least. However, the guy's not been that same guy for over a year now. Palmer's not been that guy for about over a year. People thought that maybe he turned a corner when he turned up in the Club World Cup final. Nah, the guy's not been with it for over a good year now. And maybe Chelsea fans will go, oh well, Enzo Maresca did that. No, you got rid of the manager that was going to probably be the best thing for your club right now. Enzo Maresca, in comparison, is head and shoulders above what you've got right now. And you decided to throw him away just because he didn't play ball with the owners. Just because the owners said, here's what we're going to do. We don't care what you do. We're going to do our thing, and we're going to ignore you. Okay. And Chelsea fans, some of them went along with that. So in a few years' time, Chelsea fans, when you're not winning trophies as much as you are, when Enzo Maresca inevitably goes to a better run club than yours and starts winning trophies and starts doing all these amazing things, don't moan that Maresca was never the guy. Moan that your club are deluded and useless. Just saying. Welbeck deserved England call-up. As a backup to Kane, it isn't a bad call. I mean, who else we got as a backup to Kane, just in case Kane isn't firing on all cylinders? Who have we got? England striker. Backup to Kane. Ollie Watkins. Maybe. But apart from that, I don't even know how Ivan Toney's doing in the Saudi League, to be fair. But it's the Saudi League, so it's like, who cares? I don't know. Okay, Welbeck's doing great for Brighton right now. Welbeck's doing really, really good for Brighton. Fair play to him. Do you watch Craig from Anfield Agenda, Wordsmith? Don't watch him religiously. The only time I see him is sometimes if I'm scrolling through Instagram or Twitter or whatever. Sometimes he will pop up on my timeline. I've never rated the guy. I've never really rated him that much to be enticed to watch his content constantly and religiously. Can't say that I care much about his takes and opinions and stuff. So yeah, I don't necessarily care for the Anfield Agenda. I don't really care from Craig. So yeah, it is what it is. Do you watch George Skype LFC? No, I don't. Can't say I do. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you all so much for watching and for listening and for taking time out of your busy schedule to hear the ramblings and ravings of this guy. As I say, the bottom line here is that Arsenal lose by 2-1. Bournemouth fully deserved the victory. The title race has been blown wide open for Manchester City to take advantage of. Hopefully they do, but only time will tell whether or not that will actually happen or not. Marco finishes up here with, does Craig look like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family? Yes, he kind of does. Bit like Elmer Fudd as well from Looney Tunes. Bye next time. Yes, thank you all so much for watching, for listening, taking time out of your busy schedules. Do me a massive favor, people, before you go. Hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and very greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage each and every single one of you to get involved in the comment section down below. Use and abuse that section, people, and talk to me on anything that we talked about in this stream or anything that you want to talk about for future live streams or for future videos to come. Really do appreciate the interaction and input from you guys. So please get involved. Thank you all so much for watching, for listening. Until next time, have a good day, people, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.